Hey, here's a quick guide on a new reworked Venenatis and Spindel boss. First off, make sure you have this option so you don't skull accidentally. For gear, I personally use this setup for Venenatis. The mace's ether will be lost on death. For Spindel, I tend to bring more anti-PK gear. The suffering does recoil damage, good prayer bonus, and nice defense for escaping Pkers. You can optionally bring Proselyte Top and Bomb for extra prayer bonus, and then just equip the Dragonhide when Pkers show up. With a Truva Parchment on my Avernic, I keep my Vase, Ring, Dins, and Avernic with Item Protection Prayer on. And if I get smited, I only lose the Truva Parchment plus 500k instead of losing one of my 4 items. If you're uncomfortable with having 4 items and just want 3, ditch the Ring. For Venenatis, if you don't have a mace, just use your best crush weapon. If you're doing Spindel, range can be viable with Cross or T-Bow if you're an Ironman without the mace. If you don't have bows, just stick to a crush weapon. Now, for the boss. When done right, it's actually quite chill and probably the most AFK of the 3 bosses to solo. The boss will always melee if you're in melee distance, but it can range or mage from far away. It has 2 special attacks, one where it spawns spiders and one where it shoots webs. It spawns 2 spiders per player, and the spiders slowly drain your prayer. The more spiders there are, the more the boss can hit you, so don't ignore them. Your protection prayers become less effective the more spiders there are. The Din spec is real nice for dealing with them. But for when the special isn't ready, you can use cheap darts or knives, or even better, chinchampas. If the spiders are next to the southwest tile of the boss, the explosion will reach the boss too. The webs are 5x5 at Spindel, and 7x7 at Venenatis. They drain HP, run energy, and prayer at a very fast rate. If a player freezes you on top of the webs, be careful not to get smited. The boss is on a cycle like this. As you can see, it's predictable when it does mage or ranged attacks, so killing with a long range weapon and praying mage in range is viable. You can also predict when webs will come out. It's always on the 3rd attack it does after moving if it's on web phase. It is always worth losing a hit if needed to make sure the web is placed as far on the edge or corner of the arena as possible. A web placed in the middle of the arena makes the boss a huge pain. Pray mage if you need to run away from a boss to place the web on the edge. An easy way to remember when webs are coming, especially when not paying much attention. At the start of a fight, after it moves twice, it'll be on the web phase. After that, the webs disappear around the end of spider phase or the start of the normal phase but after it, depending if Venenatis did long or short movements between phases. So if you see webs disappear, you know you have one more movement to wait for the web phase. If you encounter Pkers, I recommend using the south exit if not TB'd, or if you think you can make it in time to tally at 30 wildy with Glory or Seed Pod. If you are TB'd, or it's a big team and you think you'll get TB'd before you get there, the northeast exit puts you like 5 or 6 tiles away from single way combat to the east. And that is my quick guide for Venenatis and Spindel. Good luck on the boss, everyone. The PvP experiences are getting